live. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to wash my mouth. It's not gonna happen in this video, but that's all right. We'll live to fight another day. Joining me as always is my co-host, Mrs. Beth. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, humans. Like and subscribe to James's channel, please.
Yes, and while you're subscribing to me, please subscribe to Mrs. Best's channel. Her information is right here, as well as my description box. Any reviews or recaps that I don't cover on my channel personally is because we cover on Mrs. Best's channel. We just got done doing Never Ever Mets. You guys, please go back and watch that because we gave some nice detail. It was a great show. We also have Love and Hip Hop Miami and Atlanta, and we're finishing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the third part reunion. So be on the lookout for that. We also are picking up The Valley, which will start next week. And then also we'll do Real Housewives of Miami as well. That comes on in June. So we're excited for Mrs. Best. She got a lot going on.
Oh, God. All my shows come on at the same time, so I'm going to be overwhelmed.
Mine too, so you're good. While you're subscribing to us, we ask that you also please subscribe to Shana_MCD. She has two channels, her original channel, which I just said, and also Shana_MCD TV, which is her backup channel. We want to show Shana some love because directly we want her to get monetized on YouTube here. She has been monetized, but they removed it. So overall, we want her to get remonetized, and YouTube owes her that justice. I can't even
She also supports a lot of newer creators like myself and James.
Yes.
She's really a kind person. She's just good human, so please subscribe.
She's a great human. I think had it not been for Shana, I would not have the subscribers I have.
Me too, child. Me too.
So we love Shana here, and we want to make sure we uplift her. So y'all, if y'all read the title of this video, this live that we're doing, it is called Somebody's Son. Now, if y'all follow me on my YouTube journey the last month, you guys know that I announced that I will be doing this show because I do not like this concept. I do not like this concept. I do not think it works. I think it is the most ridiculous thing to do. I don't think your parents should choose your partner. I do not think that at all. I think that is the worst idea ever. And the reason why I say that is because directly they will choose who they want you to be with. They don't choose who you should be with. And that could be two different things. Shani, I'm so sorry, love. I saw your comment up here. I had to, do my housewarming rules here to make sure everyone likes, comment, subscribe. But thank you for always being first. I do appreciate you. Go watch the episode after this video because I do think that parents should watch this to see if they would do this the same. So with that being said, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not going to be nice because I did not like what I saw. And I'm hoping the next episode and the next parent-son duo we have is an actual parent-son duo. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, I actually want the man to be identifiably straight. I'm going to say that as well. Because I don't believe that individual was. But that's not for me. That's for him and God. So, let me go ahead and find their picture so y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. Because I did find, what the hell did I do with it? Hold on, y'all. I had it here. I don't know what I did with it.
Take your time. We here.
I don't know, but I like to be better prepared. I have the ladies, but I don't have, for some reason, I missed him. I didn't get a picture of him. I know I did. Wait a minute. Where is it at?
You could go to OWN's website. Is it there? That's what I did for Never Ever Mets earlier. Hey, it's Sunday. You get a pass. Amen.
Right. Oh, I do have the picture up. Okay, I have it in the wrong thing. I was gonna say I know I got a picture of them because yeah. Let me go. Okay, sorry y'all. I just have it in the wrong damn file. I'll say I see it right here on my screen. It is clear as day. Oh, my computer wants to be difficult. Damn you. Okay, so I'm gonna go to their website because my computer wants to be difficult, telling me I need to resize the picture now.
That's maybe doing that.
Let me go to their website so you can see what this man looks like. So y'all know I'm not just being mean.
Woohoo! Wake and bake. That's all. I haven't yet. I do it when I'm not on live so that I can watch my mouth on the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel.
You ain't gotta watch it today because I sure ain't gonna be watching it. So there's the ladies. Now where the hell the man? That ain't him. Wait a minute.
That's somebody. That's
That's
somebody's
somebody's
son.
son. Yeah, that's somebody's son. But this one what I'm looking at. Where the hell? Where the hell is the damn? You know, forget it. We'll just not next week, guys. Hold me accountable next week because I don't have time for this. I got to go. So we meet Joshua. He's 28 years old. He's a free agent Nigerian. He used to play for the Titans, and then he became a free agent after playing for a couple of years. He is an entrepreneur. He's into fashion. He models. You know, he does fashion week in New York and Paris. He's also a Virgo, which I got you. We meet his mother, which is his aunt, Oma. His mother was busy all the time when he was a kid, running back between the states and Nigeria all the time. So his aunt took him in as her own. So this is his mother. This does not count on. I don't know why y'all allowed this to be okay. He's handsome, very handsome guy. His style is very questionable, but you know it is what it is. Um, he's here and he's excited. He says Oma is not going to sugarcoat anything. She's going to tell him how she feels, how about the women. So he's nervous about this, but he's also excited to meet the women. So the women, we're gonna introduce them one by one. So I'm gonna do that picture I found where all four of them were sitting there. Okay. So the first girl we're going to introduce is in the pink. Her name was Tamaris. She's in telecommunication and production. She's 29 years old, and she says, she is looking for love and very confident woman. Saw her Instagram, very well accomplished. We have Lexi in the green over there with the curly hair, very beautiful, very poised. She's a single mother, 2 kids. She's in the tech world. She does marketing managing. Great job to have, by the way. She was the most impressive with the resume for me. And Oma loved her from the moment she walked through the door. Now, she didn't like the fact that she said she had 2 kids. She said she wasn't looking at the single mom aspect. She wasn't feeling that too much, but she's so beautiful. And then I'm looking at her in comparison to the other 3, and I said, Oma, don't let me find out you a colorist. Because to me, the stunningly beautiful one was the one that looked like Juju from Love and Hip Hop, which is Miss Martha in the corner right there. So that's Martha. She is a nurse. She knows what she wants. She was very confident, and she's also Nigerian. So to me, she felt like she would be the better fit for him culturally, and I think everyone recognized that. And then last on the corner here with showing her ass is Chambrielle. She is a mortgage broker, also very good job to have. And her problem is she's an over communicator. She over communicates like me. Hello, everybody. My name is James Jackson, and I am an over communicator. So me and her have a lot in common. So they're all in there. He's liking everyone. He had a very big physical connection to Martha. So I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. So Mrs. Best, how did you feel about the ladies? And also Oma's response to each lady as they were getting out the vehicle.
Oma is definitely leaning towards anybody who's lighter complected,
Yep.
but I think people do this even unconsciously. Like even with the description of the lady who was lighter complected, even yourself pointed her and pointed out, oh, very beautiful, but those same terminologies weren't used for others. So I think it's an unconscious thing that we're all kind of taught. Um, they were all attractive women, but I'm not surprised she did not choose Martha. A lot of Nigerian, like, I can say this because I am partially Nigerian. A lot of them expect for people to think, especially in American, true African Americans, like, oh, I'm Nigerian, so I'm in. You should accept it. But sometimes those things in the culture, especially if they're here in America, they don't always identify as closely with. I think Dr. Wendy is a good example of that. You know, but I don't understand why the auntie's there.
I don't understand that either. And I want to correct you on something. I love you. I want to correct you on something. I said that Martha was actually very stunning. Yes.
Martha, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the first one.
No, I'm talking. No, what I was saying was because you said I said the word beautiful in comparison to the other women that were sitting there that were darker complected, and I did say that Martha was actually very stunning. And I think
Not the other one though. But the thing of it is, I think that's a thing just in Black culture in general. I think that this woman who has the kids, I don't think she's a good choice for him for several reasons, but I'll get into it later. I do think that Oma definitely is leaning towards people who are more her complexion. Um,
is that her complexion?
huh?
Is that her complexion?
It probably is. There's lighter complected people in Nigeria, but I don't like this person, and they made it seem like he's a free agent. When the last time you played, bro? To me, it's giving unemployed and living off of your football money. But okay, and all of these women have great careers. You're just a free agent. What are you going to do after? Have you invested well? Because if you never come back to football, and I don't know who you are, I've never heard your name in the big, NFL world. So clearly you didn't make too much of a staple. How you going to support these women? Because right now it looks like all these women could support him, but what can he do for them?
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. Shani just asked her son if he would let her pick the female for him. I was surprised he said yes. He would trust me with that.
Oh,
That is so sweet. Oh my gosh, I love that. So let me be honest with y'all. Hell no. Hell no. My mother cannot pick my mate. Absolutely not. No disrespect to her. I love her dearly. But hell no. And she wouldn't want to do it anyway. So yeah, that's on that. But I love that for y'all though. I do. I love that for y'all. So moving on from there, the ladies, when Martha walks in, the ladies were kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah, they were immediately intimidated her. I think they understood the cultural aspects, and I think that a lot of Americans have that like stigma that someone of that culture is going to automatically pick someone of that culture because it may be an easier connection. So a lot of them, especially Lexi was definitely off put by Martha's energy. So I was like, oh, okay, what are we gonna have here? And they did not show. And the problem that I have with this show, maybe they should have did this one person at a time, meaning give one person a full season, give the second person a full season if this show really is that popular. Because to me, there wasn't enough interaction between the women that made me pick up on vibes to see if they were going to be intimidated, if they were going to be, fighting each other for this man, which I really hope y'all women would, because he ain't all that. He really ain't. So I don't know. But as they all are sitting down and he's getting to know one on one, he said there's going to be one more lady that is going to be joining us. And they're like, oh, okay, okay. And so as Oma walks in, Martha peeked at the bitch. She said, that's his mama. And she asked me, is that your mama? And they were like, oh, wait. And even Chambrielle, she was like, damn it, I'm wearing these booty shorts and I'm wearing this top. Like, I am not appropriate to be anybody's mom. She goes, oh, wow. And I'm like, hey, that's why they shouldn't have this concept of a show anyway. So she goes and hugs all of the ladies, and she tells them that she wants the best for her son, and that she's going to get to know the ladies one by one and make sure that he picks the right choice. So they go off. Joshua and Oma, they go off and they read the next sign, and the next sign tells them that Oma actually is going to be sending the first lady home. And I said, oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel of the concept of that part of the show?
Um, not surprised. Not surprised at all. I genuinely do not like it personally. I don't want to date no man that feel like he needs to include his mama on the journey. Like, I want to know that you know your parents. I want to know that you don't even have to have the best relationship with them, but I want to know that you can include your parents in on your life without including them in on your decision making, if that makes sense. I feel
Yeah.
like you're a good example, not to put your personal business out there, with just from what I've seen with James's relationships without telling his business. His mom is aware of the things that happen in his life, but to my knowledge, she's not been a part of your decision making. He'll go to her for advice sometimes. He may go to her to vent. This is just from what my friend has told me. I ain't even met his mama. I've heard great things though. Hey girl. But he makes his own decisions. And I respect that about you actually a great deal. A lot of people take a while to learn that, and even through your growth, You've always tried to make the decision on your own. I think that's important just for autonomy and life, because your parents will not always be there. We are meant to outlive them. So, but that kind of attacks the foundation of the show. But I'm not surprised, if that makes sense. In a lot of shows where the mom is involved, they usually include the mom in the decision making. But the fact that the mom is living there for me is like awkward as hell. That's weird. That's
Yep, because
weird.
lady, she can't be in your drawers walking around the house trying to stimulate this man because mama gonna peep up there while she cooking breakfast, talking about where are your clothes.
Right. And then my biggest question, and I don't know if it's too soon to say this, where the fuck is his mom?
No,
Like,
actually, that I
nobody's that busy.
yeah. Is she still living? Is she still with us? Is she in the States? Is she not in the States? Like,
He showed a picture
yeah, we
with
see
her.
her. Yeah.
I'm
Is she
like,
just busy? Like, where is your actual mom?
why is your auntie available? Do you have I didn't like about this show that they were so focused on the women that there were a lot of things with the man. I remind you again, free agent, aka not playing for nobody, aka you ain't got no job. I need to see your 1099, your W-2,
No, and then
your W-3.
also I need to see the dynamic with your actual mama because that may actually determine how far of a future I want with you. One of the things about my relationship is that I met my fiance's mom very early in my relationship. And seeing their dynamic actually was what made me fall in love with him in the first place. Is seeing his quality of care, seeing their dynamic, seeing what he's like. Because I also met his sister very early in our relationship too, and to
And
see,
that's a good thing you bring up, because I act differently around my auntie that I do around my mama.
hmm
I'll watch my mouth a little more around my mama than I will my auntie.
right,
So you're not
me
really gonna
too.
get the full dynamic.
The control freak mother part of me would have to be part of this. I cannot let right, and that's another thing of like why like maybe the mom is like camera shy, and that's probably what it is. See, you always was. She want to see the paperwork. She wants to see all of it. That's my best friend because she need to make sure that look, these women, and as she said, these women, all of them. We have a nurse, we have a mortgage broker, we have a marketing manager, tech world, which is huge, by the way, and then we have a telecommunicative production manager. All of these pay six figures. All of them. So we want to make sure him being a free agent and modeling at New York Fashion Weeks, well, sometimes that's free. Sometimes they don't make money in New York Fashion Week. Same thing with Paris. Sometimes that's free. You get the exposure and the clothes. So where's the money into that? Like, have you built up? I need to look him up on social media. I hope he put his social media up on there because I want to see now what he actually, is doing with his entrepreneurship. Because
My thing is, it's not just about money. I think a lot of us focus on that. Anybody can make money, but there's a lack of stability in his field of work.
yes,
Football depends on your age and your mobility, right?
yes,
But Fashion Week depends on your relevancy and your popularity at the time, and also age and stuff if you're a model. So, how can you support these women who can support him and already have a lifestyle that he's used to? And I don't like that OWN is doing this because it's giving sexist bullshit thus far, because y'all so focused on the women, but the man, at least this first one to me, is not a catch. Like, he's all right, he's not unattractive, but he ain't cute enough to be out here unemployed. Talking about he a free agent. What
I think it
happened?
was Lexi who brought that to the attention. I think it was. I have to go back and rewatch it. I think Lexi was the one who brought that up. Like, you know, we are all established. Like, what does he bring to the table? And she saw the red flags. So, to me, I feel like Lexi saw more than she needed to. That's why I'm kind of like happy that she stayed because I feel like for me, she gonna call the bullshit out because she's the mom. She has the most experience of all the ladies, obviously. So, and I think all of them are just so gun ho because he's cute, and I feel like I need more. So they go around this round table to ask, almost asking ladies questions. There's a bowl full of questions on there. The first one is, how will you handle a disagreement? And Chambrielle, which is lady in the booty shorts over there, She said that she wants to make sure that they communicate, wants to make sure that, they talk it out and that they don't go to bed angry. And, and Joshua, he's liking that answer. He go, yeah, we don't go to bed angry. And I'm looking like, okay. And when she did that, it means, oh, so you want him to control the entire situation. So if you in the disagreement, you want her to submit to him, even though he could be wrong in the situation. That's how I read her energy. Because Chambrios, there was nothing wrong with her question. She wants to communicate and she doesn't want to go to bed angry. So I didn't like that. Mrs. Best, how'd you like that question and answer?
It was a good question. Her answer was correct. I think that if you pay attention to any relationship show, dating expert, the worst thing you could do is to sleep on some bullshit. Go to sleep with unresolved issues. He seemed like the type, he seemed bothered when she said that a little bit in the face, but I think he was so distracted by all that ass and thighs. But if you're in a relationship with someone, an argument, like they used to say on Marriage Boot Camp, Dr. Ish Major, like there is a healthy way to argue. And his response shows that he does not have that. So I don't know. To me, this first dude was a dud. I'm not going to have nothing positive to say about him, but I respected her answer.
Yes. The next question is, how often do you need physical connection? I felt like this question was inappropriate. Because once again, we are crossing the leaps and bounds that do not need to be mama's business. You don't need to know how often I'm intimate or physically connected to your child or like thereof, because that ain't your child. But you don't need to know that. I didn't like that question. And I was like, see, this is going to piss me off even more. Because once again, the concept of this show is stupid. No mom needs to know this question. That's between me and my
I agree. I feel like the only correct answer in terms of like showing yourself and keeping it real, if they really was about love, would have been, with all due respect, I like to respect my elders. And I also believe that some things in a relationship should not involve family or others. And sex is one of those. So I do enjoy a physical relationship, but I'd like to answer that question privately. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, thank you, Shane. Thank you, because that's crazy. And baby Martha said, "Oh, I'm about catering to my man." She said, "Let me cater to you, because baby, this is your day." Martha's all about that catering, and Oma wasn't mad at that. She really wasn't, but it was kind of like Martha. You can tell your young spirit is kind, but that's the right answer though. Every man likes to be catered to. We do. But how, but also in a sense, how do you return the favor? Which is the next question, is how do you show your romantic side? And once again, that is a question not for a woman to answer. Who the fuck wrote these questions? I need to know. Because why? Now, I'm not saying women don't get romantic. Don't get me wrong. I don't. I feel like a lot of women are key experts in getting romantic. I do. However, what does he do that's romantic? That's not the right question. So I didn't like that. Um, Let me see who answered. I think Lexi answered this question, and Lexi was more into um the whole side of like she likes acts of service, kind of like me, where she's like kind of wanting the physical connection to always be there and the romantic side and everything. And I like that. I do. I'm also somebody, acts of service is surprisingly one of my traits, because I thought mine was physical touch because I love touching, but it's actually acts of service. So I don't know how that happened, but I'm gonna retest in about a few months because I know that shit is wrong. But and I just feel like the aunt really does love Lexi, and I don't think it's for any of the reasoning of what she brings. I just think it's her aesthetic. I really do. But after they get all these fun question and answers, Joshua and Auntie Oma go back out there, and we now know that it's her decision to see who goes home. And he goes, "How do you feel?" And she goes, "I love Lexi. She's so beautiful, but she has the two kids. And I don't know if you're ready for that and the drama that could have with the father of her children." And I thought that was disrespectful as fuck. because you don't know the dynamic. She did not say, unless on you didn't show it. Because if on you didn't show it, that's messed up. Because how I'm about to go in on this lady, how do you know her situations with her baby's fathers is toxic? Like, why would that automatically go to, like, how do you know she doesn't have a great co-parenting situation? Like, that's crazy to me. Mrs. West, how did you feel about that? Uh-oh. Is there a message?
I dropped my whole phone. I'm so sorry. I felt entirely opposite. And I think a lot of people think about our loved ones that we have who have kids and stuff. This is why I don't think people with kids should date people who don't have them. Let me explain something. If them babies was 10, 11 years old, I feel differently. But they said that her kids are smaller. They said that her kids are younger. And honestly, it's not just about the situation. I think that's just paying attention to a part of it. If you date someone with kids, if the kids are under 18, you're going to have to not just deal with the person you date, but the person they had kids with. You don't know how that person's going to react. So it could be a situation with drama. Another, like, and that's just the fact. Like, if people don't like it, then hey, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying it's a baby daddy situation. This woman could very well just be divorced from the father of her kids. But that's still adding in an extra person for the man who's dating her to have to deal with. And he doesn't have no extra people other than his fake mama for her to deal with. So I got what Oma was saying with that. And, you know, based on the results of who was chosen, clearly it wasn't that big of a deal. But I do think that that will become some type of an issue later down the line. We don't know if she's still going to want kids. We don't know any of that. I don't think it's fair to like assume that her situation is drama. And I didn't like that Oma was kind of painting it as if it was like kids means drama, which it doesn't mean that. However, it's impossible to ignore the fact that unless she's saying, because women love to say I'm a single mom, and then the dad do be picking the kids up on the weekend, paying child support, helping with pickups and drop offs, participating, right? But how do you know that the man's going to want to deal with somebody else? So I agree with you in the sense that Lexi at this point is only there and liked for her aesthetic because no shade to her, she's successful and stuff, but between her career and these kids, what's going on? So it's one of those things where I think it's just we may, I guess, if you agree to disagree, or however they put it. Like, I didn't like how Oma worded it because not every single mom has the drama, but regardless if people like it or not, if your kids, in my opinion, are under the age of 15 and you're dating, then the dad, if the dad is present, the new person's going to have to deal with. So that's just how I feel. And no, the show ain't no good.
No, it's not Shana at all. It is actually the most horrible concept I've ever seen in life. And the only reason why I'm doing it is to express my disdain, because it's going to get me views because people are going to disagree with me. But I don't really care. This show was trash. Mrs. Bestis, to elaborate with what you just said, we said the same thing. Because you didn't like how she worded it either. And that was my biggest gripe. I agree with you. I don't think that that's always going to be a circumstance where people without children should always seek people with children. I don't think that that's always a great concept. But we were saying the same thing. I was saying I didn't like how she did that, because don't assume that that's the situation. Yeah. I know women who have great relationships with the father of their children and date, and they have kumbaya moments, and you're like, whoa. My first experience of that actually was in Phoenix. I never experienced that at home. I've never seen a dynamic like that go well. But when I
won't, because these California people is a mess.
Right. But when I moved to Phoenix, that was actually one of the first things I was introduced to, was a lady who actually, her baby daddy was married to a whole nother woman. And that woman came and got the kids.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm like, who was that? She goes, oh, that's my ex-husband's new wife.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she picking up the kids? And she was like, yeah, we have a great relationship. Like, that's one of my best friends. I said,
my stepmom, she doesn't have a relationship with my mama for other reasons, but there's never been like beef with my younger siblings. She picked them up from school, help out with drop offs. So not everybody that has kids is going to bring drama with their kids. But I also feel like Oma also knows. I don't even remember the boy's name. The son,
Joshua.
Joshua. I feel like she knows he's childish as fuck. And
Oh, okay.
and
I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
like
He
Nigerian
does get that
women
vibe.
will say something about someone else instead of downing their own family publicly. In my experience in the culture, as someone who's ESO, so I feel like she knows that he's childish as fuck. I cannot see him like working with Lexi to pick up the kids. And for her to have the career that she has and still be able to take care of her kids, she don't need him, which I respect. And I don't like that they're kind of questioning her as if she's a burden or as if her baggage is worse when we got an unemployed fake model that cannot
You not gonna
prove.
let that go.
I don't like that. Marketing execs, mortgage brokers, journalists, like,
No, I don't.
and what
I
can
feel
he
the same way.
offer?
I do. I feel that same way. Because what does he bring to the table? Because he
What,
plays professional football doesn't mean he has six figures.
and I'm looking at these women and I'm like, I understand it's hard to date, but y'all would have been better off like on one of them websites
I'm trying
for
to tell you.
people of a certain income.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he's straight. I don't. I don't see it.
I don't either,
I don't see.
honestly.
I don't see. I see a Nigerian man who cannot be who he is because of the cultural aspect of Nigeria. Even though they're changing slightly, but it's a slight. It's very small. But
Yeah.
I don't see it. I just don't see him being straight. I just don't. I feel like he'd be playing on the off season.
Yep.
And yes, I do. I see that. So yeah, I don't. And all these women are way too beautiful for that. But
Especially them clothes he was wearing when showing the little clips of his
yes,
modeling. I
it
said,
was
"Oh no!"
twisting. It was the way he was bobbling his head. And I was like, no, this man does not seem straight to me at all. But we're gonna move on, y'all, because I gotta get to Love and Marriage Detroit. But it's time for elimination. So basically, out of all the women, she kept Chambrielle, Lexi, and Tamaris. And she sent Martha, who actually may have had the most in common with Joshua, she sent her home. And as I said, that lady was stunning. She looked like Gabrielle Union mixed with Juju. You know how they look alike? Yes, she was given that. But he walks her out, walks to the car. He's like, "Can I get a hug?" She jumped in that car so quick and smiled and said, "Close that door," because she knew it was some bullshit. I think Martha already knew, and she was just coming to get her 15 minutes of fame. And I can't blame you, girl. Get what you can out of this, because at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. But that was pretty much the show, y'all. It was very,
It was a very dry season
yeah, it was
premiere.
very. I wish they probably should have started with him last. I'm pretty sure the other family members is going to give a little bit better, but that was it. It was which one got sent home? We're on the screen. The one in the blue dress. The one in the blue dress. She got sent home.
Which she deserved. She came in overconfident, and I can see why she's single
Me too.
with her field. She's a nurse. She's got mandatory OT. She probably got to work sometimes and all this
Mhm.
stuff. So I don't think it would have worked. She may have had stuff in common with him culturally, but I don't think she could see outside of herself.
I agree. 100% agree with you. But that was it, y'all. That was the first episode of Somebody's Son, season 1, episode 1. So, from what I'm assuming, is that each contender on this show is probably going to have 3 episodes each because they have 6 episodes. So, or 9 episodes. So, I'm wondering if that's is she from Africa? Yeah, she's Nigerian. I don't know if she's from Africa. I think she was born in the States, but she's Nigerian. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see who he ends up with. Y'all women actually was looking at him. Y'all can see what I see, but whatever. We'll fight that. But I'm not feeling Joshua at all. I feel like this was definitely out of the 3 men, he probably is gonna be the lesser of pick because I'm pretty sure the other 2 come with great aesthetic and income. Is it bad to say I can tell she was from Africa from her outfit? Yeah, she went with the cultural aspect.
She was wearing the African wear.
Yeah, she was. She was beautiful nonetheless. She was overconfident, but they all were beautiful. All of these women were absolutely just stunning. I feel like Tamaris was from a different show. I don't remember because her face looked so familiar. I feel like I've seen her before.
I feel like I saw her seasons ago on Ready to Love.
Yes. I think that is the same lady. I do.
Yeah.
I think that is the same lady because I've seen her. I've seen that face somewhere. She's so stunning. I've seen her somewhere. But we're going to go ahead and go to Love and Marriage Detroit, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will keep up with this show. But understand, I'm only doing it because it's controversial because I don't think this is the greatest concept ever. It is the worst. But like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next recap. Bye-bye now.